Yo, this is Ace Banton in SAT building, baby. You're watching SAT Telecom, that's the #1 choice. Boom!
Whenever the iron play, I'll be there. Wherever the steel band play, I'll be there. Anytime it's carnival, yo, festival, bacchanal, behind the big truck, down the road, everybody, they know that I'll be there. Yo, this is Mr. Challenge, you're watching SAT TV, the people's choice.
Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Deslyn Joseph.
And I am Shanna Esprit.
And we are your presenters for today. In our top stories, Dominica launches enhancement of water supply project.
St. Kitts Nevis parliamentary injunction hearing adjourned.
Ex-Prime Minister Baroness Thatcher dies.
And in sports, Dominica under 15 inches one step closer towards capturing the 2013 Windward Islands under 15 cricket championship.
Details of these and other stories will follow.
SAT Telecoms. And I'm with Tutuni. Big up, one love.
It's only when we unite as one, then a lot more thing can be done. Stop this useless fight down, killing out your own brother man. Time we rise and all realize we have an enemy in disguise, standing right in the mix of you. Got to know who is who. This is Derek Peters and you're watching SAT TV. That's what I have, SAT TV. SAT TV, that's the way to go. Rah! To the world. Ooh diddy, ooh diddy, ooh diddy.
Welcome back. Cadets island-wide converged at the Benjamin's Park in Portsmouth on Saturday, April 6, where a ceremony was held as part of a grand finale to Off Cadet Corps Week, which began on March 31st. Commandant of the Dominica Cadet Corps, Mr. David Andrews, stated, this year's observation was celebrated under the theme, Cadetting, Develop Your True Potential. He said, despite challenges for the past year with financial and other resources, he said this year was reasonably successful due to the efforts of some hard-working people. He also commended the cadets for their positive work.
In the same vein, recognition must be made of the unit commanders and instructors who continually meet on training days to deliver the cadet syllabus effectively and efficiently beyond all odds. One of the more notable accomplishments was the appointment of a new central committee to the Dominica Cadet Corps after an extended period of non-appointment. On the behalf of the officers and cadets, I have to extend my sincerest gratitude to the chairman, Inspector Mervyn Pending, and the rest of the Central Committee for consenting to be a part of the organization and for the support you have given thus far.
Colonel Patrick Taylor, Commandant of the Trinidad and Tobago Cadet Force, stated, cadetting develops one's potential, encapsulating the reasons that we as adults serve. There are more benefits to be gained by the young persons involved in the program.
When we speak about cadetting today, we speak of infantry cadets, air cadets, sea cadets. The different formations naturally have different syllabuses with a degree of overlap. All formations learn drill and teamwork. However, infantry focuses on the Army 4-star cadet program that leads an individual cadet from private star 1 to master cadet. See, the cadets do the naval training program in association with your local Coast Guard. Air cadets do the Air Cadet Junior Leadership Program ground school certification, engineering, and logistics.
He mentioned the celebration of Cadet Week demonstrates the commitment of the cadets and the government of Dominica to youth development and the continued existence of the Dominica Cadet Corps. Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports, Honorable Justina Charles, extended an invitation to the parents of students at the various secondary schools, particularly those in Forms 1 and 2, to encourage their children to join the Cadet Corps. She said that this will allow them to be exposed to beneficial long life skills during their stint at school. However, she pointed out that interactions with many parents have caused her to realize that many parents are not adequately informed on the operations of the Corps.
Therefore, they are not motivated to give encouragement to the students. This is a matter for us that will receive attention as we continue our recruitment drive to the Cadet Corps. As the hue and cry of antisocial behavior among our youth continues to pervade this sovereign land, it is to tested and proven programs like this one we must turn as a medium for change and stability. We must provide our children with meaningful alternatives from that which is negative. We must provide them with the means to develop their true potential.
Mrs. Charles added the task of the cadets is not an easy one, therefore we should assist them in any way possible. She advised the cadets to be aspiring leaders so they can excel while taking advantage of all opportunities within and out of the Corps. At the ceremony, deserving cadets were promoted to higher ranks, while others were awarded for their hard work.
In more news, in observance of World Health Day, the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors decided to host an activity with the youth on Saturday, April 6. CARICOM Youth Ambassador Ms. Natasha Jervier, along with the Minister of Health Honorable Julius Ettinoffe, made a visit to the children's ward at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Ms. Jervier says World Health Day in Dominica is focused on hypertension.
So we actually did a visit to the children's ward. We gave them some small tokens or some little gifts for the children that they could use to play with. And we're now going into a presentation on hypertension, and we're going to be learning how to do things like taking blood pressure checks, taking the temperature, and other little things or basics that we need to know. We know hypertension is a major disease, is one of the silent killers, and even young people are now beginning to be affected by it. So that is one of the reasons why the youth ambassadors decided to have an activity like this where young people can be involved and get to know a little bit more about this silent killer.
Mr. Ettinoffe added, both genders are involved in this activity. He believes that it is vital that the public, especially the children, need to be educated on hypertension.
However, we're taking them through the various wards and we're showing them what obtains, and we'll get their comments, their input as to how they think we can improve and certain things that could be done. But we're also telling them what we're doing. As well, we are going to show them how we take blood pressure. We will demonstrate on a couple of them.
He is of the opinion that a live presentation on the seriousness of hypertension is the most effective strategy for the children.
Because that is the main focus. So that's how we expect to spend most of the morning with them. As minister, the youth insisted that I be there. Saturday is my very busy day. I have a lot of things, but they insisted that I be there. And I have taken the time out, and I am spending a few hours with them on this venture.
If you have pre-hypertension, you are more likely to develop high blood pressure. Also, if you have heart or kidney problems or had a stroke, your doctor may want your blood pressure to be even lower than that of others who do not have these conditions. In other stories, Keep Giving was the message demonstrated on Sunday, April 7th, as the Seventh-day Adventist Church SDA held a march as well as a food donation to the Grotto home. Mr. Vincent Dupingy, Community Services Leader of the Roseau Seventh-day Adventist Church, says this activity is not a new initiative for their church or their community.
This project that we're on here is started since way back in 1879. That is way back in Dorcas time, that's the Bible thing back there. Now, what we do annually, we would do a food hamper to different institutions, go to the different communities, look at the needs, etc. We thought of Grotto this year, seeing at the challenges that we have even in our communities. Right now, we have donated this. It's a big food hamper. This is about $1,300 worth of food items, groceries, and provisions, among other things.
Mr. Dupingy noted this is held under the theme, Igniting the Flame of Faith in Our Community.
Igniting the flame, which means go in there and help to assist, give them a touch of faith, give them a touch to assist them, basically. So we're here as a group back there, doing what we do best for the Lord.
Mr. Parry Bellot, Public Relations Officer of the Grotto Home and Manager of Links, said it is always a pleasure to receive donations such as these.
So many religious groups, so many businesses, so many individuals that continue to donate to those most in need. Those you can see behind me, those our Grotto residents, those who are homeless. And more than anything else, quite apart from the physical quantities of food that are donated, and of course sometimes cash, what it means is that people in society appreciate that there's a need to help those in need, and it encourages the volunteers.
Mr. Bellot stated, although this is a small donation, he would like to commend everyone who has ever given their assistance to the Grotto Home and those who will be assisting.
So on behalf of the Grotto Home, especially our president, Inspector Ainsworth Irish, we thank the Seventh-day Adventist Community Services Department for a very large hamper. I don't think you can call it a hamper, a great gift of a lot of useful food items for our Grotto residents.
We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. From my youngest days, the tradition of giving to those in need, to those not as fortunate as ourselves, was ingrained in our everyday thinking, and the holiday season simply meant including the community in the giving and the outreach, he added.
In more news, in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank and the Government of Dominica, a workshop was held at the Fortune Hotel on Monday, April 8th for the enhancement of the water supply in Water Area 1. The project is expected to begin on the west coast with the village of Mero, then toward the south of the island, Castle Comfort. Mr. Bernard Ettinoffe, General Manager of Dowasco, stated the company's role in this project.
The mandate of Dowasco is to provide potable water and sewage services to all of Dominica. We are currently serving approximately 96% of the population, utilizing 43 separate and distinct water systems. The goal is to provide 100% of Dominica water by 2015. Notwithstanding the average 96% coverage, there are still times when many of our systems have to be interrupted for reasons of turbidity resulting from soil runoff and other activities in our catchment areas.
Mr. Ettinoffe said the Springfield area, known as Water Area 1, has experienced a lot of runoffs and other activities which hinder the free flow of water that has caused frequent shutdowns.
And with financial assistance from the Caribbean Development Bank, a study was undertaken to determine the options available to Dowasco for upgrading the system. At the end of the study, several recommendations were made, but due to the associated costs, could not all be implemented at the same time. A first phase of this upgrade was therefore proposed, endorsed by the government of Dominica, and was considered favorable for financing by the Caribbean Development Bank.
He hopes for a successful completion, social and economic benefits to all of Dominica. Honorable Reginald Esprit, Minister of Housing, Lands, Settlements and Water Resource Management, said the workshop is timely as it falls in the middle of the dry season. Mr. Esprit said the project will be beneficial for Dominicans.
With this filtration system, not only will we reduce the level of turbidity during heavy rains, but we're also providing quality water, top quality water, the best in the Caribbean, because I don't think that there are many systems like that for the rest of the Caribbean. Top quality water to our residents and to our citizens.
He emphasized that to sustain this project, we need to look at our existing prospects at exporting our bottled water on a regional level. The minister challenged the private sector to put their money where their mouth is and invest their monies to aid and assist in this meaningful project.
In other news, many times young people are on the receiving end of negative comments from adults as a result of some of their actions and are seldom praised for the positive that many of them do. A group of young people from the village of Marigot are on a mission for success while simultaneously attempting to clear many of the bad karma surrounding them. 18-year-old Mr. Irv Antoine, a producer, and 70-year-old Mr. Denzel Mathew, an engineer, have recently completed the production of their first rhythm, the Busway rhythm. This idea, they stated, accidentally came to life while working in their music studio.
I started music at a very young age because my brother is a former singer. So I just take pattern on that and just build on it. I will have my own studio. And then he was the last person that came in the group. Because we used to sing on like different rhythms from, well, not original rhythms, but yeah. But he came in the group and he made those original beats and we worked with him and he just so he came along.
Mr. Mathew, who stated the sky's the limit as to how far he would like to take his musical career, explained how he was introduced to the music business.
As a young boy, we all like dancehall music, so I was very curious as to how the instrumentals were built. So I went online to see how they used to do it, and I saw the program they used, so I downloaded the program. It took me about a year to master it. I did all of what I learned was self-taught, and I just bear with it.
The young men noted that they are satisfied with the final product of the rhythm, and since it was released, they have been receiving a lot of positive feedback from their friends and the public. Some of the artists who have voiced songs on the rhythm include Colton T, Asher Thomas, upcoming artists including Himay, Uzi, Mr. Antoine, and Fierce, amongst others. Miss Jamie Himay Antoine, who is the cousin of Mr. Irv Antoine, says when she heard the rhythm, she was excited to be part of it.
I thought that I should do it because, it's very energetic, a different vibe, and, something new in Dominica, something fresh. So I thought that I had to get on it.
What do you like about the rhythm?
What do I like? Well, in the very beginning of the rhythm, there's this like build up and everything, and it actually, the name of it is Busway, so you can actually kind of feel the vibes of, like something breaking loose, I guess, something very energetic, nothing really, dead or safe about it.
The positive feedback they have been receiving has been motivating, they say, as they are currently working on their next production, the Coast Clear Rhythm, that will include Jamaican artists such as Dolly from Gaza. In continuing the marketing of their musical talent, a music video was made for the Busway Rhythm, which is available on YouTube. Take a look at the video.
A real pro, now ask if she like it because a real pro, no just so fi pipe it. A real pro, now move too slow, now too fast, him know just how the girl like it. A real pro bring wine and roses, a real pro like moonlight strolling. Now boss no gun with man when gal at home and she need a bed.
I believe what I've been told. Our girls are good as gold. Watch out them body rolling. I don't need the answer now. The girls, you, oh, you know how to move. Hey, let them say anything they want, they can't stop you. Firm up on the mind and stand up tall. None of them can stop you, not at all. My girls, yes, you hot and you're blazing. Look good for the life you are facing. Truly, my girl, you amazing. So this song is for you girls. Message you may want to hold.
These young people are certainly doing some positive work to uplift themselves, I must say.
In more news, the Dominica Amateur Basketball Association has officially opened its basketball season for 2013. The grand opening ceremony, which took place in Goodwill on Saturday night, was well attended by sport fanatics, supporters, and delegates. The DABA also celebrated a milestone of 45 years since its establishment of organizing professional basketball. Minister for Sports, Honorable Justina Charles, stated that 45 years of the existence of any entity is a major achievement.
It is in this age where voluntarism is on the decline, the Dominica Basketball Association must be complimented for its continued service towards the development of young people through basketball.
Honorable Justina Charles adhered to the recent trend that sports is being used as a tool for development of self as well as country. She said through sports, individuals can develop skills which can be used in other aspects of their lives. Ms. Charles had this special message for the basketball players.
I therefore urge you, the young players, to be responsive to the guidance of those who have gone before you and to open up yourselves to gain from their positive experiences. They are the ones who can be a mentor in the field. But if you as younger ones are not responsive, progress in that regard cannot be made.
She urged the players to be consistent and not neglect the sport after the season has ended.
While I compliment the Dominica Basketball Association for the staging of yet another national league, I would like to urge the association to always ensure that things are done in a timely manner. That is, if support is to be sought for any venture, it is always ensure that this is done professionally and ahead of time, so that your requests can be dealt with in a manner that will enable smooth implementation.
Plans for further development of the sports are also in place, said the Minister for Sports.
And plans are already in place to provide more funding for the development of additional facilities. To date, estimates totaling over $500,000 have already been received from the Ministry of Works, and attention will be given to some new facilities in the coming months to add to the funds provided by the government in January of 2013.
Take a look at some of the exciting plays which transpired from the various teams.
And in sports news, the T20 Rounders tournament has begun. An opening ceremony was held on Sunday, April 7th in Mao on the Teza playing field.
Having said that, I must commend all the teams and the organizers, the sponsors, and I'm putting a challenge to you, the players, to demonstrate the highest degree of discipline and to strive for excellence. I am fighting for the Mao team, but I want the best team to win. So if it's Campbell, Mao, whoever, but I want the best team to win. And in my football league, I always give something.
Mr. Blackmoore added that a prize will be given to the winning team at the end of the league. He said although he would like the Mao team to win, he will be fair.
It can be Mao, it can be Campbell, my preference. But of course, I give credence to excellence. So if you're better than Mao, I want you to win. And Mao should only win based on excellence, not so. So the winning team will be getting $1,000. Okay, so whoever wins, and then the player who scores the most runs, $300.
What?
But how long is it? 10 weeks. So that the prizes will be given at the end of the league.
He assured the public that the Mao constituency has the best rounders team in Dominica. To prevent any arguments and misunderstandings, he told the teams that they are all winners.
And every team that's before me today is a good team and is the best team. So don't get carried away when I say that, you know, Mao is the best place in Dominica. But we welcome you to Mao, and the fact that you have been able to come together on a Sunday demonstrates therefore your commitment to rounders. We have lights there, the best lights in the country, so you can always play rounders at night. And the only team I have not given a nice cooler yet is the rounders team. So I have done so for the football team, and etc. And I'm going to offer you a 10-gallon cooler so you can refresh yourself. And tomorrow you get that. My best rounders player is Geraldine Packet. Who gets back? That's a business. But my best rounders player is Geraldine. And all of you can come after. But having said that, welcome to Mao. And I want to commend Roger. Put them together for Roger. Roger likes rounders. He doesn't like cricket, he doesn't like football, but he likes rounders.
Because he likes ladies.
So I don't know why. I want to also recognize in our presence the sports officer for the West. I think it's there. They have been working with the young people in Campbell and the various parts of the district. So I want to welcome you for that.
The league will proceed for 10 weeks, and the prizes which Mr. Blackmoore promised will be given at the end.
And in court news, 23-year-old Brendan Webster of Bathested could consider himself lucky being a first-time offender as he faced Roseau Magistrate Evelina Baptiste when he appeared for a possession of cannabis charge on Monday, April 8th, to which he pled guilty. According to the facts of the case, a search warrant was executed on the home of Mr. Webster at approximately 6 a.m. on Friday, April 5th. During the search of his bedroom, a clear plastic bag was found in the right pocket of his jeans containing what appeared to be cannabis. When questioned by the officer, Mr. Webster replied, and I quote, "Officer, a little marijuana I have to smoke. Give me a chance, please." End quote. He was cautioned and arrested. The substance later tested positive for 2 grams of cannabis. In mitigation, he stated he is self-employed as a mechanic. Magistrate Baptiste advised Mr. Webster that he should not have cannabis as it is illegal. He was fined $750 to be paid by August 31st, 2013, or in default, sentenced to 4 months imprisonment. In more court news, you cannot be 50 years old and still in cheese, especially as others who cannot afford it simply do without it. These were the words of Magistrate Evelina Baptiste to 50-year-old James Leslie of Maho, who pled guilty to theft when he appeared before her on Monday, April 8th. According to the facts of the case, on Saturday, April 6th at about 12:30 p.m., Mr. Leslie, who was engaged in shopping at Bellot supermarket, proceeded to the cashier where he paid for the items. However, the security guard on duty noticed Mr. Leslie removing a piece of cheese valued at $7.27 from his pants pocket before leaving the store and placed it in his grocery bag. The security guard asked whether he paid for the cheese and he said no. He was stopped and the police was called. When questioned by arresting officer, Mr. Leslie said he went to buy chicken and some other items and he ended up taking a piece of cheese. He was fined $800 or in default sentenced to 5 months imprisonment. However, he could consider himself lucky as Magistrate Baptiste handed down this fine in the form of an 18-month suspended sentence. This means if he does not commit any criminal act for 18 months, he will not have to pay the $800 fine. This has been the end of our local segment. When we return, regional news and more.
Whenever the iron play, I'll be there. Wherever the steel band play, I'll be there. Anytime it's carnival, yo, festival, bacchanal, behind the big truck, down the road, everybody, they know that I'll be there. Yo, this is Mr. Challenge. You're watching SAT TV, the people's choice.